Robert, great afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Great evening, shall I say. Your speech, Prepare to Speak Professionally out of the Motivational Strategies path, was an elective. Your title was, I Love It When a Plan Comes Together. When I look at this evaluation form, it says, looking at the Toastmasters evaluation form, it says, what did you excel in? What may you want to work on? And what should you challenge yourself? Let's start with the first, and that is you excelled at. You excelled at connecting, in my opinion, with the audience directly through your questions, through and getting them involved. You asked Warda about her experience. You tagged Keisha for some questions. You brought up people, or shall I say, called back people that we as senior experienced Toastmasters in this district know, Jim Markwood and Jim Howard, even though he has passed on, and identified some special characteristics about them. So I like that, and that really got us, I think, motivated to listen to your speech to really see who else you were going to talk about. You even brought in your example Douglas into your conversation when you were asking him about his award and recognition for his 10 or 100 cc's, right? So I thought that was really a great excel area of your speech. When it says, what do you want to work on? You spoke about a lot of things. One of the things I felt, the very start was the intro. I got lost in the intro because the intro was really about you versus your speech. The intro should prepare the audience for what you're going to talk about. Specifically, since this project is preparing to speak professionally. It's great to give your accolades on what you being a Toastmaster and the experience you have. If it has value in your conversation or the discussion that you're trying to bring about as an expert, so to speak. But I got lost in it, and I was wondering, okay, what is he going to talk about? Particularly with your speech, I love it when a plan comes together. And you started off telling us about how your plan, you had a plan, but you egregiously fell way off of that execution of the plan, right? I think that a better title might have been Several Ways to Motivate People, or Motivation on Steroids, or Motivation Trifecta. Because you had all of those clubs and you brought about, and you actually said trifecta within your speech, I thought those might have been better speech titles. So it tied in. I had no clue you were working on, you were going to talk about motivate. So I didn't get that until you start talking throughout your speech, because I was trying to figure out what were you talking about, right? Because I was looking for something about when a plan comes together. I said, what does this have to do with planning? So I think if you switch that title a bit and you work on tying your title to the message, that would help us follow you more. Then it says to challenge yourself. Hope is not a plan. I challenge you to use a different word, because you are preparing to speak professionally. And a lot of your examples was, hopefully we get this, and hopefully that, and hopefully, but your title was, I love it when the plan comes together. But hope is not a plan, right? And so I would like you to challenge yourself on going back to the basics of organizing your speech. You had a lot of great information within your speech, but organize it in a way so that we know what you're going to share. One of the questions that I didn't even hear you say that there were 7 ways to motivate. I just started writing things down because I was trying to figure out where you were going with your speech. And when Douglas said, I heard 7 ways, and I was, oh, okay, I heard several ways to motivate. And I just started writing what you were saying because I didn't know if it would tie in later on. So just having your speech more organized in a visual way, and even tell us, hey, I'm going to talk about some ways to motivate. So we're looking for those ways, and we know, and you could even use your fingers for gestures. Hey, I've already talked about 3 ways. They were 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to follow on with these just to keep us in the flow so we can follow what you're saying, because you had a lot of stories interspersed in your speech. So in conclusion, right, I really liked how you told us a little bit about how motivation applied to you in this, in how being in various different clubs motivates you to really learn and develop yourself, and the fact that you love the law of empowerment, which gives your subordinates, I use that word, power to use the skills that they have, and that you just share different stories with us. So I really liked how you did that, so we really got a clear understanding of each of the aspects of motivation, and you used real life examples with the club and with members to help them get involved in your speech. So with that, I conclude my speech, and I call our general evaluator to the front. Madam General Evaluator, Keisha Long.
Thank you. Thank you. And now, to elevate our knowledge in vocabulary, Miss Warda Amin.
Elevate our knowledge. I like that. Elevate our knowledge in vocabulary. Egregious. Did I even use egregious right? I don't know.
So bad.
All right. Good evening. I had to write that down.
Great
I
evening.
did not hear filler words. I think I just set it up. I love it when a plan comes together. I love that title. I really do. Because I love it when a plan comes together. Some of the great effective words or phrases, 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. I only got 4 motivation, praise, responsibility, Robert, were some of the ways to motivate people. I did get the question, did your predecessor tell you that the division director would have more responsibility than the area director? Did she or did Robert tell you? So I got that one. You need someone to believe in you. You will end up doing a lot more than you thought you would do. That's true. If I could pay you, I would pay you $50,000 a year. I have to contact Philly Wood. I have to see him right now. Douglas recognized for 100cc. Thank you for bringing that out. That's such an accomplishment, Douglas. Congratulations. Okay. But let me see. Something about my job is boring, but it pays the bills.